Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I wanted to do something fun and do a little tutorial on these bead embroidery shirts that I made. I'm actually making this for an upcoming event that I'm going to be hosting for Juneteenth, so I thought it'd be cool to make a tutorial if there's anyone out there who wants to try this for themselves and obviously like isn't in the area to come to the event I'm hosting, or if you just want to try this at any point in time during the year. Today I'm just going to be showing you how I made these shirts. If you're interested, definitely stick around to the end to see the full process from start to finish. It's really easy. So I originally came up with this idea because I was trying to come up with a fun Juneteenth event that I could do as a sip and sew, and I was really trying to come up with something that's easy and beginner friendly for someone who's just getting into sewing. So usually I try to do like hand sewing activities because those are very like easy to jump into, and I thought it'd be cool to do like some kind of t-shirt decorating because it's something that everyone can personalize for themselves, and it's just like a really relaxing activity, and I think they're gonna come out really cute. So let's get into making these t-shirts. Okay guys, so before I started this project, I pretty much just went on Pinterest to try to figure out what kind of phrases and words I wanted to use for the lettering on the shirts, and I sort of was just like going through different things that represent the holiday, and also the colors. So the colors I'm sticking with are red, yellow, green, and black. And then I was just trying to figure out what are some like simple words or phrases or shapes that I could do. So right now I started already working on this one, and I'm gonna start the tutorial once I finish this L, and I'll show you guys on the A how I beaded these so nicely. But this first one is gonna say Black Joy, and then I'm probably going to do definitely that 1865 one, and then I'm also thinking about doing one for the guys that says They're Not Like Us from the Kendrick Lamar song, because I feel like that's like our anthem now when it comes to Juneteenth, and it's sort of like our 4th of July song, I would say. And then I'm also probably going to do another one that's just going to be a heart with the Juneteenth colors. So yeah, that's just a little bit of where my inspiration came from. And now I'm going to finish up doing this L, and then I will walk you guys through the tutorial on how you can do this yourself. So I got these beads off of Amazon, and I got the 3mm ones. At first I wasn't sure how I felt about them because I did feel like they were a bit small, and I was like, am I gonna run out of the colors like fast? But I'm actually doing really well still. I still have a lot of colors left, but I do want to try to see also what it would look like if the beads were a little bit bigger, so I might also try to invest in those for the event. But yeah, you could either do these small beads like I have, or you could just size up a little bit if you don't want it to be as tiny. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw my word or image on the shirt, and then I'm going to pin this backing inside of the shirt. You can use like a muslin or a cotton, but it's just to give it some stability. So I just pinned my backing, and now I'm going to turn my shirt right side out. Now I'm going to draw my word or image on the front and try to stay, well, obviously stay within the perimeter of the backing that you just pinned. So I actually had this pattern that I was using for my sample for a recent digital pattern that I'm actually releasing. It's probably out already now, but I already had this heart, so I'm just going to use this as a template. I traced around it to make my heart, but I'm going to make this center part a little bit deeper. So this is my heart, and now I'm going to give you guys an in-depth of how to thread the needle and then put the beads on the shirt. You want to start with choosing the color that you guys want to use. I am going to be using Juneteenth colors, so red, yellow, green, black. I think I'm going to start with red and then gradually go into all the colors around the whole heart. So I'm using 3mm needles or millimeter beads and a small hand needle, which I can't even focus. Let's see. There we go. You just want to make sure that your needle can go through, or your beads can go through the needle. You want to make sure your beads can go through the needle. So you're going to thread your needle with some regular thread. There's also beading thread, but I'm just using regular sewing thread that like you would use on a sewing machine. The easiest way to thread a needle, which I learned way back when I first started sewing in like elementary school, a teacher, sewing teacher taught me this. You're gonna take your thread and put it over your needle like this, making a T. Hopefully you guys can see that. There you go. Then you want to wrap it around your needle like 3 or 4 times. Then you hold the thread with that wrapped part that you just did and slide it off the needle all the way to the end, and you have a knot. There you go, you have your knot. So I was just showing you guys that on embroidery thread, but we're using either a beading thread or regular thread for this project. So now I'm going to show you guys how I bead the shirt. Once your needle is threaded, you're going to come from behind always, and I'm going to come right to this point because this is where I'm going to start, at the center of the heart. I've been doing 2 different color shades for each color, so I'm doing a dark red and then a light red, and then same with all the other colors: dark green, light green, dark yellow, light yellow. Okay, you're pretty much gonna line up where the needle ends, or where the 2 beads end, and put your needle through that point. So I'm going to put my needle through this point right here. So push it through, obviously just the 1 layer, and push it through. And pull it through. Just like that. Then you're gonna come back through the shirt and come back through your original point right here, the starting point that you just did. And as you're coming through the point, you're then gonna go through both of the needles like that. Ooh. And make sure it doesn't catch on. But that's pretty much the whole process. and you're gonna continue to do that all the way around. I'm just gonna show you guys one more time. You're gonna grab your beads, putting both of them on the needle, then pull them through the string, line up where they align on the shirt, and bring your needle right where they end. Right here. Then you're gonna pull through. Then you're gonna go back through your original first point while also making sure to go through the two beads to lock everything in. And this part's a little tricky, but there you go. Just like that. There you go. So I think I explained it pretty thoroughly for you guys. So now you can just continue to watch me finish this, and then I'll show you guys the final outcome. I just finished both the shirts. It's 5:30 on Saturday, so I'm finally done with all 4 of the shirts. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'm gonna show you guys how the final shirts look at the end of this video. But yeah, this is just a really fun activity that you could do for Juneteenth, or honestly, like I said, anytime throughout the year, because Black culture should be celebrated no matter the month or the day. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, definitely subscribe for more. Comment down below which one of these 4 shirts you guys like the most, and if you end up making it yourself, I'd love to see so you guys could tag me on socials. But yeah, I hope this was a very easy and engaging tutorial for you, and I would love to do more like this. So get ready for the final reveal in 3, 2, 1.